don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, Richard Nixon, Donald Trump. I'm still thinking of Abe Fortas. I'm sorry. I was just rereading, just editing the article. I'd misspelled Ginny Thomas's name. Anyhow, back a couple of years ago, Donald Trump. You can tell it's Monday, right? Donald Trump suggested that. In fact, he asked the Justice Department to look into, and the military, the Defense Department, to look into, bombing Mexico. Now, we do have a legitimate fentanyl crisis in the United States. In 2021, the last year we have statistics for, 73,000 Americans died from opiate overdoses, and the majority of those were fentanyl. It's no longer, Oxycontin and oxycodone and, prescription drugs. Now it's illegal. People think they're getting heroin, or they think they're getting cocaine, or they think they're getting whatever, and they're getting fentanyl, and fentanyl's like 100 times stronger than heroin, and it's real easy to overdose with fentanyl. It's a synthetic narcotic. It does not occur in nature. It's a chemical that is entirely man-made. And because it's man-made, and it's fairly easy to make if you have basic chemistry knowledge, there are labs in Mexico that are making it. They get the ingredients from China, by the way. And the Chinese are big exporters of fentanyl precursors. And so Donald Trump's idea was, let's blow up the labs. Which, if the Mexican government is down with it, makes a little bit of sense, I suppose. But, why not just raid them or whatever? But the Mexican government is not supportive of this. And so this would be an intrusion into a violation of the sovereignty of another nation, and one of our neighbors at that. And so everybody, the Pentagon told him he couldn't do it. The Justice Department told him he was crazy. And so he didn't do it. He couldn't. Well, now he has, a week or two ago, I told you, Donald Trump has reprised this. He's one of his rallies or one of his rants on his Nazi-infested social media site, was talking about how we need to bomb Mexico. Well, now it's spreading through the Republican Party, this idea of bombing Mexico. And President Andrés Manuel López Obrador, AMLO, is not at all happy about this, as much as he wants to stop the drug problem too. But this is the story from Politico by Alexander Ward. In recent weeks, Donald Trump has discussed sending special forces and using cyber warfare. This is his latest. Per Rolling Stone, he asked for battle plans to strike Mexico. Now, Representative Dan Crenshaw, the guy from Texas, and Mike Waltz, a Republican from Florida, have introduced legislation, an actual bill into the House of Representatives, quote, putting us at war with the cartels. And over in the Senate, the wannabe presidential nominee Tom Cotton from Arkansas says he is open to sending U.S. troops into Mexico to target drug lords even without that nation's permission. Now, we've got a pile of guns going into Canada. Canada's got a real problem, a growing problem with assault weapons, which are illegal in Canada, but they're all over the place anyway because they're being smuggled across the border. Can you imagine if Canada said they're going to blow up the Remington factory in Connecticut? I don't think it would happen, right? That would be a declaration of war. But, and in fact, John Bolton says, quote, this is not going to solve the problem. The chair, the committee chair for the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Mike McCall from Texas, he says, I'm looking into this. And, it's amazing. It's just amazing. Joe Biden has come out and said, no, this is a stupid idea. He said, quote, the administration is not considering military action in Mexico, designating these cartels as, this is from National Security Council spokesperson Adrienne Watson, designating these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations would not grant us any additional authorities we don't already have. General Mark Milley, who's the chair of the Joint Chiefs, said, it's a bad idea. And then Trump says, well, what about using missiles? Oh, God. It's funny, but it's tragic. I mean, this is just like these guys have no connection to reality. It's bizarre. I mean, it's truly bizarre.